The next part of this video is gonna move into our strengthening phase. So these exercises are all about the pressurization and activation of your core. So we're gonna start with a 360-degree activation. So if you think of what is 360 degrees, okay, that's your full circle. So you don't just have core muscles here in the front, they go all the way around, 360 degrees around your torso, and that's where we're gonna create the pressure so that you have a bulletproof spine. So I'm gonna get you to lay on your back, knees bent, feet on the floor. To start the awareness on how to create that pressurization, I want you to find your hip bones and you're gonna move just inside. Okay, so it's generally soft in there. A few ways for you to help figure out how to get that activation is to cough or laugh. Okay, by coughing, you felt that pressure underneath your fingers. So that's the pressure we're looking for. However, okay, that's just gonna help you figure out, are you pressurizing here in the front? But that's where it's a good place to start. You also can have your hands just in between your ribs and above your hips. As well, you can have them under your back. I sometimes will flip my hands forward if that's where I'm struggling to feel the pressure. Okay, I've got my thumbs up and fingers below so that I can push into my back to help cue those muscles. So that's all great. How do we do this? What I want you to do to start is I want you to exhale from here. You're gonna pressurize. If you feel that pressure, I've got my hands here, pushing into the sides, yep, and into the back. So everything is pushing, okay? Then you can relax. Take a full breath in, full breath out. Pressurize after that exhale. Check 360 degrees, release. Full breath in, full breath out. One more time, pressurize. Now that you've got that pressurization without a breath, we're gonna work on pressurizing at the end of your exhale so that you can inhale while you're pressurizing. So what we're gonna do is exhale here, pressurize, keep that pressure, and inhale while you maintain that pressure. And relax as you exhale. So the biggest key is we're pressurizing and we're holding that pressure while we bring it in. Let's do one more breath like that. Exhale first. Pressurize. Inhale. Keep that pressure and relax as you exhale. Third and final step for today is you're going to keep that pressure while you inhale and exhale. So we'll start the same way. If you exhale first, it's a little easier to find that pressure. So I want you to exhale, pressurize, inhale, keep that pressure, keep the pressure as you exhale, and now you can relax and reset. We're going to do that again. So exhale first, pressurize, inhale, and keep that pressure as you exhale. This is the most important thing that you can learn, this pressurization, that 360-degree activation. It will take some practice, so I want you to continue practicing that with your breath a few times every day. But we're also gonna move into a couple exercises here that I want you to begin to be aware of that pressurization while we do it. So next one we're gonna move into is a resisted bicycle. It's a little more like a dead bug, but you're gonna be doing some bicycle legs. So you're on your back. I want you to think about that pressure. So I'm creating that pressure. My lower back is pushed into the ground, my sides are pressurized, and if I press in here, I've got pressure through the front as well. Everything is pressurized. Take your right hand, press it into your right knee. Your job is to push as hard as you can with your hand into your knee and push your knee as hard as you can into your hand. Nothing should actually move. Okay, I'm going to extend that left arm over my head as well as pick my left foot off the ground. So continue that pressure and push into your knee, push your knee into your hand. Okay, you're gonna switch. Now left hand pushes into left knee. As I push, I keep that pressure and I'm gonna release my right hand and right leg. I'm gonna make the switch. Press into the right side, right hand into right knee, and switch. Switch sides. I'm keeping that pressure the entire time. Left into left, extend the right. Okay, this is 2 per side. We're gonna do 5, so 3 more. Press right into right. Make sure that back is glued to the floor. Switch sides. Left into left. Pressure, 360 degrees. Okay, 2 more each side, guys. Hand into knee. Back into the floor. Sides are pressed out into your belt if you're wearing one. So is that front part of your abdomen. You got it. Keep that pressure going. We've got 1 more each side. Biggest thing you can do here is push into that knee. Last one on the left here. I'm pushing that hand into that knee and release. From here, we're gonna do a bird dog. Many of you guys have done a bird dog before, and this is one of those exercises that I have seen butchered a million times. So I'm gonna show you how to do it a little bit differently, and we are going to use a slider. If you don't have a slider and you have hardwood or tile, you can use a cloth. If you're on carpet, you can use a frisbee, okay? Anything that's gonna help you have a little less friction. So I'm going to start on my left side here, just so that you can see. I'm in my quadruped position. Back is nice and flat, as if I could put a glass of wine on my back. No one wants to spill that. Okay, I'm creating that pressure, 360 degrees through my core. And what I'm gonna have you do to start your bird dog is just extend your leg. So I'm starting with my left leg. I'm going to extend that leg behind me. And your job when you extend that leg is to not drop that glass of wine. So my hips are square to the ground and so are my shoulders. From here, I want you to lift that left foot off the ground, brace through your core, lift the left leg, lift the right arm and hold. 3, 2, 1, return to your starting position, reset. We're gonna do 2 more of those. Slide it back, hold it here, lift. 3, 2, 1, reset, and 1 more time. Slide that leg back, brace through your core, lift that leg, lift that arm. 3, 2, 1, and reset. We're gonna switch sides here, so now sliders over on the right side, and we are gonna raise our left hand with that. So extend your right foot, lift from here, lift that left arm, hold. 3, 2, 1, return and reset. Okay, we're gonna repeat 2 more times. So extend that right leg. Keep that wine steady on your back. 3, 2, 1, reset. And last one here, slide it back. Lift without spilling that wine. 3, 2, and 1. And reset right here. Next up, we're gonna move into your side plank. Few problems with the side plank have to do with how you set things up. You wanna make sure that you have your shoulders stacked right on top of that elbow. For those of you who've done this before, you're gonna do this from your feet. Basically, all you're doing is you're pressing up that bottom hip. If you're new to this, I want you to do it with bent knees. And I want you to pretend, whether you are on your feet or on your knees, that there's a wall in front of you and a wall behind you. So you're squeezing your bum You're shortening the distance between your ribs and your hips, and you're thinking about that 360-degree pressure. From here, lift that bottom hip off the ground. The higher you can lift it, the better. The more you're gonna work those abs, and make sure you are stacked nicely on top. We are holding this for 30 seconds. So squeezing here, make sure you breathe, shoulders stay relaxed, but keep that bottom hip up nice and high. So we don't want to let it sink even as we get tired. This is a 30-second hold, the longest 30 seconds of your life. Keep holding, guys. We are almost there. 5 seconds to go. 3, 2, and 1. Relax. We're gonna flip it over to the other side. The same rules apply. You can do this from your feet. You can do this from your knees. I just want to make sure that that shoulder is stacked right on top of your elbow. You have a wall in front of you, a wall behind you. You're squeezing your glutes, tightening your abs. So shortening that distance, 360 degrees. So here we go. Bottom hip comes up. Shoulder is stacked right on top of that elbow. The more you can push that bottom hip up, the more you're gonna work. So I'm squeezing my bum. I'm making sure I'm nice and straight this way. As well, I have this shoulder stacked right on top of my elbow. Keep that hip up nice and high. Don't let it drop. You have 5 seconds here. We are almost there. 3, 2, and 1. Release. We are getting close. We're gonna move into a glute bridge. For this exercise, I want you to grab a ball, or you can roll up a towel. You're gonna start on your back. Knees bent, feet on the ground. I want you to put that ball right in between those knees, because what's gonna happen is as you activate those glutes to lift, you're also gonna use your adductors, the inner thigh muscles. So I'm squeezing that ball. I'm gonna squeeze my bum. So first thing I do is I squeeze my bum. As I continue to squeeze my bum, I'm gonna pinch those cheeks together and start to lift into that bridge. So the strength comes from my glutes, not my back, not my hamstrings. However, as we are holding this, you will feel your back and your hamstrings, but those aren't the lifting muscles, okay? Keeping those glutes squeezed. I'm still squeezing that ball as much as I can. Hips are nice and high. I'm trying to create that nice straight line if I can. Holding it here, we are holding for a minute. So keep holding, guys. Squeeze those glutes, squeeze those thighs together. Try to make sure that neck stays relaxed. As we work through this, focusing in, bring your attention to those glutes. Okay, make sure they're working. You wanna pinch that $100 bill in between those cheeks. Keep squeezing. Check in on your core. Do you have 360 degrees of pressure? Keep holding for 3, 2, and 1. Release. One final exercise for you here today. You're gonna be doing a side lying abduction. So we just worked our adductors, the muscles that bring your legs together. Now we're gonna work the ones that bring them apart. So I want you laying on your side. You're gonna bend that bottom leg. Top leg is straight out. You can support your head here. Slightly extend that leg behind you. I want you to do so without extending your back. Okay, the reason I have you here is I want you feeling this outside part of your glute. So from here, 360 degrees of pressure. I'm light on my fingertips, and this is just so that I keep this posture as I lift that leg up and back down. Slide it up and down. A good cue for this one is to do it right in front of a wall and have that heel slide up and down the wall. Okay, if you had a laser beam on your belly button, that beam should point 1 foot in front of your belly button. I just want you to raise one more time. Core is still tight. And rest. One last side, one last leg here. We're switching it up. Rest your head in your hands. You're gonna bend that bottom leg. I'm just gonna have to kick this guy out of the way. Okay, so I'm in my nice straight line. I'm going to extend that hip. Okay, I'm extending it about, my foot is about 1 inch further than it was if it was straight in line. Okay, core is tight. Laser beam is pointing to the ground. Lift that leg up and down, all while maintaining that 360 degrees of pressure. Try not to let anything move through your torso. Feeling it on the outside part of your glute here. This is what's lifting. We've just got 2 more. Last one. Check in with those abs. And rest. Great job, you guys. I hope you enjoyed my intro to your bulletproof spine. Be sure to go through this often, okay? The way you're going to fix your problems is by making these new patterns. So try to do this as often as you can. If you can do it daily, great. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm here to help. Have a great day.